Hello guys, this is your teacher Harisbad, your accounting teacher, and you are seeing my YouTube channel Learn Accounting with Sir Haris. And today we are going to solve uh, the question from A2 accounting. We are going to solve the question from A2 accounting from the topic of cash flow statement, right? And that question from cash flow statement has come in February, March 24, 22. So the topic is A2 accounting cash flow statement on my YouTube channel, Learn Accounting with Sir Haris. And we are going to solve the question of cash flow statement, which has come in February, March 24, 32. Sorry, not 22. February, March 24, 32. We know that in February, March, we have only one variant, which is the 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, and 4, 2. So February, March 24, and the question of cash flow statement. Let's discuss that. Source C for question number 3 is given. Obviously, we have a insert given separately, and we have always been given a question paper, which is also separately given. Yes, sure. This is given. So the A part says that explain one reason why the information in the statement of cash flow of a business is important to its shareholders. Only one reason. So it is important for the shareholders because shareholders wants to know the cash position of the business, that either the business is having available cash to pay back its current obligations, if the business liquidity position is good, if the business is going to have a cash flow problem in the future, how much cash is coming into the business from different types of activities, including operating, investing, and financing. Next is calculate profit for the year, 3 marks, and then you have to prepare the statement of cash flow in accordance with IS 7. So these are the requirements which has been given in the question in the cash flow statements. So let's move towards the back to the insert actually, because insert is quite fine for us. Insert will be enough for us because all the information has been given in the insert. So G Limited manufactures and imports home appliances for local sales. Manufactured goods are for low income customer, while imported goods, I'm sorry, I have taken the wrong question. This is the question. Second, source B for question 2. Now, requirement I have talked to you, that is up to K Public Limited financial year ends on 31st December. An inexperienced bookkeeper had prepared a draft statement of cash flow for the year ended 31st December 2023 by only comparing the balance of each items in the statement of financial position for the year 2022 and 2023. It means the accountant was not appropriate, he was not capable to prepare a proper cash flow statement, and he has taken just the difference of the items given in the statement of financial position from 22 and 23. So draft statement of cash flow, according to the incapable bookkeeper, inexperienced bookkeeper, increase in non-current asset at cost 33,000, increase in provision for depreciation 22,800. It means that this is the depreciation figure because we used to add it in the statement of cash flow. Decrease in inventory 2,000. Obviously, it is going to be added because inventory decrease means that inventory has been sold. Increase in trade receivable 7,000. Obviously, it will be subtracted. Decrease in trade payable. We are making the payment to trade payable. So again, it's a cash outflow. Increase in accrued loan interest. That is increase in accrued loan interest means that the loan interest, whatever it was in the at the start of the year, the accrued loan interest at the end is 600 more than that amount. Increase in ordinary share 20,000. Increase in share premium is 5,000. It means that the total amount of bank or the total amount of cash which has been increased because of the issue of shares is going to be 25,000. 5,000 from the premium and 20,000 is from the share capital. Increase in retained earnings 9,600. Again, it means that whatever be the opening retained earnings or retained earnings at the start, the closing retained earnings are going to be 9,600 more than that. Increase in 8% loan is 10,000. 10,000, it means that we have taken more loan during the year, right? With an amount of 10,000, and then the cash and cash equivalents are given. The following balances were on 1st January 2023 right? That is the information given at the start of the year, non-current asset cost and depreciation, ordinary shares, share premium, retained earning at the start, 8% loan, accrued loan interest is also given. Next is loan interest 1600 was paid. So paid figure is given. Dividend paid was also given in the question. Point number 2 basically tells you that you have purchased a new item of office equipment to replace equipment which was purchased in 2021. The equipment disposed of had a carrying value of 9,000 at the date of disposal and was sold for 6,200. So it means that we have purchased a new equipment, the amount are not known to us, and we have sold an equipment with a book value of 9,000 at the date of disposal, and it has been sold for 6,200. So I can calculate the loss quite easily, which is not recorded in the cash flow statement, which is incorrect actually. 9,000 minus 6,200. So I will get the loss on sale of, that is going to be 2,800. So loss on sale of non-current asset or loss on sale of equipment will be added in cash flow statement, right? It is the company policy to depreciate office equipment at 20% per annum using the straight line method. A full year depreciation is charged in the year of purchase, but none in the year of disposal. So actually we have to prepare the cash flow statement, and loan interest paid, dividend paid is given. So first, the examiner has asked us to find the, basically he has asked us to find the profit for the year. So let's discuss about the profit for the year first. Let me write it down that retained earnings at the start is 25,100. So let me write here, retained earnings at the start is going to be 25,100, right? Let's check it again if I am not wrong. Retained earning at the start is 25,800, 100, and it has been given that the retained earnings at the end is not given, but it has been clearly mentioned in the statement of cash flow that there is an increase in retained earnings of 9,600. So you can write it that retained earnings at the end, retained earnings at the end is going to be 9,600 more than that, the actual amount. So it will become 25,100 plus 9,600, it is going to be 34,700. Then we know that profit is going to be added in the retained earnings, and we have to subtract the dividend, and transfer to general reserve is given. So dividend are paid, and the payment of dividend is given in the question. That is, the dividend paid are 22,000 were paid. So I will write over here 22,000 of the dividend in the negative sign, 22,000. So I can find the profit easily. How come, sir? It's quite easy. 34,700 add plus 22,000 dividend minus 25,100. We will get the profit for the year. So you can calculate it, Farid, for me. 34,700 plus 22,000 minus 25,100. So what is going to be the profit for the year? That is going to be 31,600. So profit for the year is going to be 31,600. Unfortunately, we know that we don't need profit actually. We need profit from operations, especially for cash flow. So as we have calculated profit, so it means that already we have got marks which was required, which we are required to calculate the profit for the year. We are done with that. So interest is available, that is the paid amount 1,600. Now we have to prepare the interest, because I have to subtract the finance cost from the profit from operation. Then we are going to get the profit for the year, which we have calculated already. That is 31,600. So let's prepare the interest account. Interest account I will prepare. It's an expense account, and we used to prepare it in the normal scenario, normal way. A normal expense account I will prepare. So here comes the accrued brought down on the credit side. Here comes the accrued carried down. Then comes the, here comes the bank figure. whatever the interest has been paid. And here we are going to write the profit and loss account figure, which we are till to calculate, because with that figure, I am supposed to complete my cash flow. So bank figure is 1600. How come, sir? Loan interest 1600 were paid. So bank figure for interest is 1600. Accrued loan interest at the start is 800. And there is going to be increase in the loan interest of 600. Here the students have done mistake as far examiner report is concerned. Accrued brought down is for loan interest is 800 and accrued carried down is going to be 1400, not 600, because the loan interest has increased by 600 over the year. So 800 plus 600 carried down is 1400. Now I can easily calculate the difference, which I am going to write with the profit and loss account. So the total I will write that is going to be 3000. Here also it comes 3000. And the profit and loss account figure is going to be 2200, which needs to be added back over here, 2200. And I will get my profit from operation, which is 33,800. Now I have calculated the profit from operation so that I can start my cash flow statement, because cash flow statement starts from profit from operation. How come? It's an expense account. So expense account is prepaid brought down, accrued carried down. Bank figure is given 1600. Accrued brought down is given for the loan interest, that is given in the question 800. And I have told you that during the year that there is an increase in accrued loan interest. So it means that loan interest at the end 800 plus 600 is going to be 1400. Accrued carried down is 1400. It is not a normal way actually, because unfortunately the bookkeeper was inexperienced and he has drafted a statement of cash flow through the difference of the two amounts given in the statement of financial position at the start and at the end. So maybe because of that error, you are finding that how we are able to find that amount, although it was an error which has been decided. So statement of cash flow we are going to prepare now, which will start from profit from operation, which we have calculated. And that is going to be 33,800. Now I will add depreciation on equipment. That is, I don't know if it is given in the question or not, because that is the increase in provision actually. That is not the depreciation. So let's calculate the depreciation. For that, as we know that it is in the question, we have been given the question not from net book value method, we have to use the cost method. How come, sir? How you are able to know that we are going to use the cost method? Because cost is given separately and provision for depreciation is given separately, right? So let me do that. So I will prepare the asset account and I will prepare the provision for depreciation account, and definitely if need be, I'm going to prepare the disposal account also in order to find the missing figures if there is going to be a need for that. So we'll go for it. So first of all, let's go for the asset account. I will write brought down of asset cost 3,25,000. Okay, that's fine. Here I'm going to write the brought down 3,25,000. Then I have to write the carried down. And carried down, it is clearly mentioned in the question that there is an increase in non-current asset at cost of 33,000. Okay, so cost has been increased 33,000. It means that the carried down 3,25,000 plus 33,000, how much it will become? 3,25,000 plus 33,000, that will become 3,58,000. Right? So here comes the bank figure that if the asset has been purchased, we will write over here. And here comes the disposal, that whatever cost of the asset has been disposed will come over here. Unfortunately, we have not given the bank figure and we have not been given the disposal figure, but we know that the asset disposed of, it is given, it has a carrying value of 9,000 and has been sold for 6,200 with a loss of 2,800, and the depreciation is 20% using straight line method. And full year depreciation is charged in the year of purchase, but none in the year of disposal. Now it is clearly mentioned that we are solving this question for 2023. How come, sir? It is given in the question. This is 31st December 2023. Cash flow is prepared for 31st December 2023. This asset is purchased to replace equipment which was purchased 2021. It means that the 9,000 value given of the sold asset is the book value after 2 years, because it has been used in 21 and 22, because 23 in 23 we will not charge any depreciation because of annual basis. So it's clearly easily done that the asset value, which is 9,000, that is equal to 60% of the cost, because 20% and then again 20%, 40% depreciation has already been charged. So 9,000 divided by 0.6, the cost is going to be 15,000. We can check it also. 15,000 into 20%, 3,000 for the first year. Again, 15,000 into 20%, 3,000 for the second year. So it becomes 6,000 in total. 15,000 minus 6,000, net book value, it is going to be 9,000. And that has been sold for 6,200 to have a loss of how much? A loss of 2,800. Yes. I will ask you whenever there is a need, you can speak. And depreciation on equipment. Let's move forward. First of all, I need to write the cost, which is 15,000. Now, please, can you tell me what is the bank figure? Let me rub it up. The cost of the asset sold is 15,000. So what is the bank figure? $48,000. I have allowed you to speak. You can speak up. 48,000 is the bank figure that we have purchased a new asset for an amount of 48,000. Now let's discuss about the provision for depreciation. Brought down, profit and loss account figure is the charge for the year. Disposal depreciation will come over here. That we have calculated already, that the depreciation of disposal is 6,000. We know that. And the carried down, we'll see what is going to be the carried down. Let's go for the question. The accumulated depreciation at the start of the year is 195,000. And the question tells us that there is an increase in provision of 22,800. So brought down is 195,000 and carried down is 195,000 plus 22,800. What it will become? How much will be the value of the carried down?
Sir, 195,000 plus
22,800.
22,800. Yes. Sir, it is 217,800.
Okay, 217,800 will be the carried down of provision for depreciation. Disposal we have already calculated, so we can find the charge for the year. Just go for the total of this and we subtract the other side and we'll get the total of the charge for the year. I'm not going to write the total because that is just a working. So that will become total is 2,23,800 minus 195,000.
Sir, the profit and loss figure is 28800.
So 28800, 28,800 is the depreciation on non-current assets, which I will write over here. Because I think that it is given non-current assets, so I should not use the word equipment. I should use the non-current asset. So it is better because out of the non-current asset, the equipment has been sold, no doubt, but the depreciation is basically on all non-current assets. Now I will add loss on sale of equipment, and that will be added, and that loss is going to be 2,800. That's it. Then I need to subtract less increase in inventory. It's quite simple because That increase decrease is already given in the question. You just see increase in inventory. Sorry, there is a decrease in inventory of, there is a decrease in inventory of 2000. So it is going to be added. Let me write it again. 2000. Now we used to make this mistake sometimes, but hopefully we will not do that this time. And that's quite easy because we don't need to take the difference even. Difference is already given. We just have to calculate it. Next is going to be, okay, disposal account I didn't prepare because it was not required actually. If I want to prepare it, I can. How come, sir? 15,000 is the cost. Depreciation is going to be 6,000 and the sale proceeds is going to be 6,200 and that will be our profit and loss, which is 2,800. So we have calculated it already without preparing the T account. You can do that also if you want to. So trade receivable, let's see. There is increase in trade receivable of 7,000 and decrease in trade payable of 1,500. So less increase in trade receivable of 7,000, which is a negative figure, obviously. And then it is going to be a decrease, less decrease in trade payable. Again, it is a negative figure of 1,500. So if you just do that, you will get the cash flow from operation. You will get the cash flow from operation. That is usually we call it as cash flow from operation. But we can directly less interest paid also from it. That is going to be how much? 1,600. So you will get the answer from that. That answer is going to be the resultant figure, and then we will subtract or add it. We will get the cash flow from operating activities. If you can calculate it for me, this figure, then the figure which is yet to be arrived at.
Sir, it is 23500 positive.
23500 positive, and this is
Whereas the cash flow from operating activity total is 57300.
57300. Now I'm going to write the cash flow from investing activities, right? That includes the purchase of non-current asset, which we have purchased. And I think we have purchased an equipment, if I'm not wrong. We have purchased an equipment, an item of office equipment actually, right? And sale of office equipment we can write over here. So purchase is going to be a cash outflow figure, which we have calculated in the asset account. And the sale is going to be an inflow figure, which we have already done. It is given in the question, which is 6,200. So what is going to be the resultant amount from the cash flow from investing activities? It is going to be a negative figure of,
So it is going to be negative figure of 41800.
41800. Next, I am going to write the cash flow from financing activities. So these are the heads which basically gives us the all the details of the cash coming into the business and cash basically going out of the business. So there was basically a issuance of bank loan, because bank loan has increased by 10,000. So it means that bank loan has increased by 10,000. So we have taken a loan, that will be a positive figure for the cash outflow. Then there will be a negative figure of 22,000 as dividend has been paid, which is given already in the question, that dividend has been paid. And then there is going to be the issue of shares. It is also a positive figure because issue of ordinary shares is there, and that is going to be 25,000. How come 25,000? Let me discuss it with you. 20,000 is there for the ordinary shares from ordinary shares, and share premium is 5,000. So there is increase of 25,000 in the bank, which we are going to write. That is increase in 8% over of 10,000. That is also I have written. Now I am going to calculate the cash flow from financing activities, the net cash flow from financing activities, and how much it is going to be. I hope you got the point. It is always good to prepare the T accounts. Always remember, my dear, it is always good to prepare the T accounts because that will make your question simple and more realistic and more understandable for the examiner, because working is given also. And even the question is not right, you will get enough marks to handle that. So 25 plus 10, 35.
13,000.
13,000
13.
is the positive figure. And what is this? This figure, we don't need that. So what is the net increase in cash and cash equivalent?
The net increase in the cash and cash equivalent is 28500.
Cash and cash equivalent. कितना 28
500.
500. Let's see that what is the so that is the net increase in cash and cash equivalent. That's fine. Now the cash and cash equivalent at the start is 38,900. So I'll write over here. Sorry. Cash and cash equivalent at the start. We'll get the cash and capital at the end, which is 67,400, 38,900. I will write here 38,900. I will get 67,400. That is cash and cash equivalent at the end. This is how we have prepared the cash flow statement. It is a different question because in the examiner, the net effect, net increase and decrease are given in the question, and there was a bookkeeper has prepared it in a incorrect manner, and we have prepared it in a correct manner in the proper format under IS7. Under IS7, we have prepared. We can also go for that I have told you that before making the payment of interest paid, we can have cash flow from operation. We can calculate this total figure and we can have cash flow from operation after adjusting with the profit operation, and then we can subtract 1,600 to get the cash flow from operating activities. We can do that also, but it is fine. Even if this procedure is adopted, it is still acceptable. So I hope so that you got the point. We have solved all the parts of the question. We have taken into account all the parts. I would rather consider this question not a very difficult one, but we do have very difficult questions of cash flow, which I'm going to solve for you in the upcoming lectures. One we have already done, and others we'll do in the upcoming lectures, inshallah ta'ala. Thank you very much. I hope if there is any problem, you can ask me on my YouTube channel or on my WhatsApp number 0333 471 2897. Have a nice day. Take care. Allah Hafiz.